There is a physical superpower you see every day in Vietnam. An 80-year-old grandmother can hold a perfect deep squat for an hour, chatting with her neighbors without a single sign of strain. Most of us from the West can't even last 30 seconds before our legs start to shake and our heels lift off the ground. We think it's about flexibility, some kind of genetic quirk, but the truth is much deeper. It's not about having different bodies. It's about having a completely different relationship with the ground beneath our feet. And once you understand it, you'll never look at a simple chair the same way again.
Imagine living your life closer to the ground. In Vietnam, you don't have to imagine it. You just have to look around. On any given street corner, you'll see a world happening at knee height. A mechanic isn't on a rolling stool. He's in a deep squat, peering into the guts of a motorbike, tools laid out on the pavement beside him. A woman selling lottery tickets finds a sliver of shade and sinks into a resting squat, observing the flow of traffic. At the local market, vendors squat for hours behind their pyramids of dragon fruit and mountains of morning glory, their posture as natural as breathing. This isn't just for work. It's for waiting, for talking, for eating, for thinking. It's the default human position. It creates this entire layer of life that happens below the waist, a perspective that turns the sidewalk into a shared living room. But why this specific posture? Why not just sit on the curb? The answer isn't just a habit. It's a history written into the very soil of the country. For thousands of years, the heart of Vietnam has been the wet rice paddy. Picture it, working for hours in ankle-deep mud and water. A chair is useless here. It would sink, it would rot. But a squat is perfect. It keeps your body out of the mud while you plant the seedlings. It's stable on the uneven, slippery dikes that separate the fields. It's a posture born from the land itself. This logic extended into the home. Traditional Vietnamese houses were often simple structures with packed earth or tile floors, designed for airflow in a tropical climate. Furniture was minimal. Life was lived on woven mats on the floor. You would eat, talk, and sleep low to the ground. The squat was the natural transition between standing and sitting on the floor. It was a posture of practicality, optimized for an agricultural and communal life, where the separation between inside and outside, clean and dirty, was always fluid. So while it may have started in the fields, this physical wisdom became so ingrained that it outlasted the farm.
Here's the thing your gym teacher never told you. The squat is a natural human resting position. We're born with the ability to do it perfectly. But in the West, from the moment we start school, we are trained to sit in chairs. Our bodies adapt. Our ankle mobility decreases, our hip flexors tighten, and for most adults, this deep, resting squat becomes physically impossible. In Vietnam, that chain is never broken. The body remembers. For someone who grows up squatting, it's a position of true rest. It lengthens the spine, opens the hips, and improves digestion. A chair, with its rigid 90-degree angles, can actually feel restrictive and uncomfortable. It locks your body into a passive, static shape. The squat, by contrast, is an active rest. It keeps the muscles gently engaged, ready for movement. You can subtly shift your weight, lean forward, or push off in an instant. It's a posture of potential, while the chair is a posture of finality. This physical preference is so strong that it has led to a fascinating piece of design that everyone misunderstands.
When foreigners see the tiny plastic stools flooding every sidewalk in Vietnam, they make an obvious assumption. These are just really small chairs. But that's the wrong way to look at it. The tiny stool is not a miniature chair. It's a squat enhancer. It's a portable platform that gives you the benefits of the squat without having to go all the way down to the dirty ground. It elevates you just enough to be comfortable, but keeps you in that low, forward-leaning, engaged posture. Notice how people use them. They perch on the edge, knees high, ready to stand. Compare this to a Western cafe chair, which is designed for you to lean back, to relax, to disengage from your surroundings. The Vietnamese stool does the opposite. It leans you into the conversation, into your bowl of noodles, into the life of the street. It's a tool for active, social engagement, disguised as a piece of furniture. It's not about sitting down.
It's about gathering around.
My friend's grandfather, Ong Ba, is 82 years old and has lived in Hanoi his entire life. Every morning at 6 a.m., he walks to the same corner where a woman sets up her mobile coffee cart. She has a dozen tiny blue stools for her customers, but Ong Ba never sits on one. Instead, he takes a stool, carefully places his glass of Café Suada on top of it, and then sinks into a perfect, effortless squat right there on the pavement. The stool isn't his seat, it's his table. Soon, his friends, all old men like him, arrive and do the same. They form a small circle, squatting, their knees almost touching, the stools in the middle holding their coffees. From this low vantage point, they are part of the street's morning rhythm, not separate from it. I once asked him why he doesn't just sit. He smiled and said, "Chairs make you feel far away. Down here, you are with the people."
Ong Ba's morning coffee reveals the true heart of the matter. The squat is not just a physical posture, it's a social one. It's inherently communal and egalitarian. Think about a group of people sitting in chairs. There's a subtle but clear personal space. Now picture a group of friends squatting around a tray of grilled snails on the sidewalk. They are closer, their bodies angled towards a central point. There is no head of the table. Everyone is on the same level, literally. This physical posture fosters a social dynamic of sharing, intimacy, and informality. It creates an instant, temporary community space on any patch of ground. You see it in families gathering on the floor for a hot pot dinner, or coworkers sharing a snack on a construction site. This reflects a deep cultural value in Vietnam, the importance of the group, the we over the I. The squat is the body language of community. So we started with a seemingly strange habit, a grandmother squatting on a sidewalk. We traveled through the rice paddies of history into the biomechanics of the human body and ended with a cup of coffee on a Hanoi street corner. The squat isn't a sign that someone is missing a chair. It's a posture of readiness, of community, and of a deep, unbroken connection to the ground. It's about being fully in the world, not just observing it from a comfortable height. The next time you see someone squatting in Vietnam, you'll know you're not seeing a lack of furniture. You're seeing a different and perhaps wiser way to be. If you love finding the hidden meanings in everyday life, you're in the right place. Consider subscribing for more stories.